So I come on, so they played a little Ricky Martin.
It's a coincidence. No, weren't you in the original Minute?
I actually interviewed him for the original Minute. Anyway, more dysfunction in the election drama that's unfolding in Florida. More dysfunction. Is that news? A state judge, as you know, extended the Palm Beach County recount by 5 more days. After those troubling reports of voting machines overheating and breaking down. So that's a state court judge. But now a federal judge has taken over the case from the state court judge. A federal judge in Tallahassee has taken the case, and he requested, I don't know if it's a he or she actually, requested that all interested parties explain why that new Palm Beach County deadline should or should not be extended until next Tuesday. You follow me? So we don't know if the Palm Beach election deadline has been extended or not. A federal judge now is making that decision right now. Otherwise, the deadline is tomorrow. Meanwhile, Brenda Snipes, remember her, Brenda, the embattled Broward County election supervisor? She's defending the slow, ever so slow vote count.
I'd like to call to your attention that this midterm election, in addition to running very smoothly, was one of the most highly participated midterm elections probably that we've had in 20 years or more.
Well, that's true. Everybody voted, and over 8 million people in Florida voted, and what, you have 6 votes between them? I made that up. In a new interview today with the Daily Caller, President Trump is slamming Brenda, calling her a disgrace and saying she should be fired. And don't you wish the president would stop criticizing black women for 2 weeks?
He criticizes everybody, Geraldo. He just went after Acosta. Come on. Crazy.
Yeah, I don't think he spares criticism for anybody. I mean, listen,
At this point.
this is not. She's clearly incompetent. I mean, this is well documented
She's been
at this
reelected
point.
4 times.
Well, and that's really.
Yeah, so was
that's
Marion Barry.
That was a third.
That's true.
No, I mean, listen, I think what's really on the line here is election integrity for 2020 as well, not just here. And people in Florida, my lovely home state, deserve the right, to know who won on election night, to have these be fair. Something interesting that I didn't realize is actually on the ballot in Florida here in the midterms. One of the amendments was to have all of the supervisors of every county elected, which did pass in Florida. So we're in for even more of a treat.
Yeah. More Brendas. Now, do you want to withdraw that characterization?
Sneaky? No, I'm going to stick to sneaky.
So what do you think of, isn't the real problem that Florida's 50-50 and you have 8 million votes and you have a handful separating? I mean, is there any system that could...
Well, it became a handful. It used to be 60,000 and now it's 15. And she thinks it's running smoothly. Listen, Geraldo, 3,000 counties in America are finished with the vote tallies. They've all done a great job. You have one county, maybe two, one county, and they have no idea how many votes were cast, counted, or how many still have to be counted, and she thinks it's running smoothly. She is a laughing stock. Everybody in this country is looking at her like she's a complete moron, and she's defending herself. Now, it's gotten so bad, the spin from MSNBC is that she's a Republican. That's what they're saying because they know...
Is she?
No, she was appointed by a Republican. She's run for re-election 4 times as a Democrat.
And
now
she's
saying, yeah, great, well done, low energy, Jeb. Yeah, now she's saying she's stepping down, right? You know when she's stepping down? In 2 years. So she's going to oversee this recount and oversee the 2020 election.
Isn't the point, Kennedy, that we reasonably expect the winner to be declared the winner? And isn't it just as likely that Rick Scott has prevailed by 12,000 odd votes and that DeSantis has also prevailed?
Yeah, it's very unlikely, given past elections, that these numbers will reverse and the decision will be overturned. Having said that, you're right, Florida is close. So anticipate that and make sure everything is functioning. In Palm Beach County, the vote counting machines are made by a company that no longer exists. They had $11 million set aside for new machines, but they couldn't decide which ones to get and if they were ADA compliant. So now you have machines that need WD-40 and a mechanic flown in from the Midwest who can ram a horn in her and basically get things working again because there's smoke coming out. But the biggest problem is, it's not that they're overheating and breaking down. It's that every time you put the votes in, you come up with different tallies. And that is quite problematic.
Greg, do you and your cynicism believe that they're trying to rig the election?
I don't know anymore. These are the people. If the Democrats win, it's no problem. If they lose, it's rigged.
Right.
That's what we've learned.
Right.
And they said that it was like if you didn't chase the Russians, then you were guilty of treason. But if you chase the Democrats, you're guilty of treason. Is that how it works? Here's the thing. I hate this topic because nobody knows anything. It's like nobody. This is like the worst episode of People's Court when you have two really boring people arguing over hedges, like my hedge. That's what this is. That's what this. And it all comes down to one thing: who's going to give up first? The Democrats. It's an adolescent staring contest, and the Democrats always do this stuff. They never give up. But now the Republicans just have to play the game and resist and do not give up all the way to the end. And the Democrats will finally leave. There's no way that they could win this. I don't see how.
Well, my favorite is that Nelson and Scott both showed up in the Senate this week. It's like the Miss USA pageant a few years ago, whatever, that was like one girl won, and then they took the crown off her head and put it on the other girl.
I like Scott, and I like Nelson. I have no pony in this race, but I do think that.
Don't you own property?
Yes, I do. And there's no reason on earth. There's 67 counties in Florida. Why don't they all have the same machines? Why don't they all have the same stuff? Why do they have each?
They're all made out of
makes its own machine.
Right, because each county has to purchase a machine that's owned by someone's cousin.
They should check the water.
That's the first thing.
Radiators.
Up next.
All you have to do is jiggle